And according to the directors, Troy Duffy has not given any public statements about the documentary, likely hasn't seen it, nor has he given his version.
It's been a long time, but now I'm gonna finally address the documentary that was done on me called Overnight. The doc was filmed by Mark Bryan Smith and Tony Montana, who were close friends at the time. Mark and Tony pitched it to me as a positive piece that would tell the real story of a newbie doing his first film, the Boondock Saints, and my fledgling band doing our first album, Release the Hounds. But what they put out was an instant Hollywood scandal that portrayed me as a raging megalomaniac who cared only about fame and money. Overnight instantly ruined my reputation and severely damaged my career, and it continues to, even today. I fucked up a lot. It's one of the things that makes the documentary such a fun watch. I was in my early 20s, jamming with my band, writing a script, working at the bar. Suddenly I was being offered big contracts by big dudes, man. It was a bidding war with Harvey Weinstein and Miramax over here and Mike DeLuca and New Line over here, the two biggest indie houses out there. Now, there is no guidebook when shit like that happens. I was just kind of thrown into the meat grinder with one foot in Hollywood and the other like in fucking reality, and trying to just push forward, learning as I went along. All right. So I said and did some bad things. I made some of the wrong decisions for sure. But at the beginning, it was going very well, swimmingly. But then something very bad happened. Dumped by Miramax and Maverick Records simultaneously, both deals up in smoke. When you are the outcast of a powerful movie company and record label at the same time, you're pretty much radioactive. Nobody wants to touch you, and nobody did. At that time, I had two choices: fold or fight. I chose to fight. We all did. And in order to succeed, a bunch of the right decisions and the right moves needed to be made, not just by me, by us as a group and a whole bunch of other people you don't even know about. I encourage those of you who have not seen it to watch it on YouTube. There's a link below. It's an engaging, effective, and well-done documentary. I can see why it has so many fans. But the facts don't change. We had a movie deal, a record deal. We lost them both, resurrected them both, and then went and made our movie and our album our way. How'd I do it? There's a whole other side to this story. It's been buried all this time, and I'm going to show it to you. I went from, bartender to movie maker overnight. Had it all, lost it all, but then I got my second chance. How did I do that? How did I beat such odds? Well, one of the core reasons is that I was surrounded by a bunch of good people who believed in me. The inner circle, you might say. People that were there and saw everything. So let's start this little journey by seeing what some of them have to say. Mike Skelton, what'd you think about the doc?
It's not a true representation of what was going on with you at the time. There's a lot of fabricating information. It just turned into a revenge piece. They wanted to be famous like you.
There's three sides to every story, right? Yours, mine, and the truth. There's only one side told of a story surrounding a bunch of friends.
It seemed like they cut pieces out of different conversations and they made it more sensationalized instead of factual.
I thought that you treated those two boys very, very well, and I thought they stabbed you in the back. The storytelling was slanted. It was a screw job.
It was just very one-sided. There was none of that. We didn't see the bad Tony.
No.
We didn't see the bad Mark, and certainly existed. For sure, they were begging you to follow you around, so that wasn't it at all. You know what I mean? They wanted to be there, and they chose that.
It wasn't the trailer, and what it became to be was totally different, and I think a lot of it was just money. They wanted money. They recut the whole thing. I'd seen it before. I'd seen what it was going to be, and I saw it after, and it's just a totally different film.
And they walked in there with fucking suicide vests. They destroyed themselves. I just thought, do you guys not, are you that young? Do you not know what you just did? You can never work in this town again. That wasn't the story of the Boondock thing. That's not what happened up there.
Everybody came back to do Boondock Saints too. So was it that bad?
I had been worried about those guys, that I didn't trust them. There was something shady. They slandered you as far as I was concerned. I just felt there was something some other agenda going, especially with
Oh.
Tony Montana.
I find it strange we've never discussed this. 20 years. Back then, in your opinion, what was the biggest mistake I made? You know, all those years ago when we were going through this, what was the worst thing I did to you? People have been asking me about that documentary. And for years, I've kept my mouth shut. They told a story, but it wasn't mine. But what if I told you the version you saw wasn't the one that was supposed to be made? This was the documentary they were supposed to make before things changed, before they edited their film.